The Special Solid Waste and Recycling Committee meeting at 5 p.m. Could you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Item number 1, approval of the agenda.
There's no changes?
No changes.
I'll move it.
All second. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Yep. All right. Second one is public comment. Amy, do we have anybody on board for public comment?
There's nobody online.
All right. Item 3, approval of the minutes.
Since I was on the committee last time, they look correct to me.
All
This
right.
is what we had gone over in that meeting.
Right. So we have the approval of the minutes. I approve.
I'll second that.
Review of committee roles and responsibilities. So we've had a change in our committee. Deborah will remain on board. Chuck Hayes is no longer on this committee, and I will assume the role of the chairperson for this committee.
And then we also have this list here of the roles and responsibilities
Okay.
for the committee itself as well.
Yeah, I seen that in the agenda packet.
Looking over it, I think when it comes to the solid waste and recycling diversion programs, we've already developed it, so we can remove the word developed and just put oversee and/or enhance. I know we could probably use changes in the other ones, but I'll go with what you guys recommend as far as to think about it. That was the only change I noticed, since it's already been developed. How about you?
Yeah, I didn't have any comments, so I'll look forward to seeing the revised when it comes back out, and I'll comment after that'll give me a chance to
Okay.
go through. All right. Number 5, review of the 10-year capital plan for 2025-2026 budget. And that'll be Mr. Bartz.
Yeah, in reviewing this, we have not purchased a solid waste vehicle. This is item number 8. I'm not sure we're going to need one, but I know that we will not be purchasing one this year, but just to be safe, I think I would recommend that we just shift that money over from this year to next year to 25, 26.
All right.
And there's no other solid waste related changes that I can, Jen.
Line 6, I think we should probably move over as well.
Move the rate study, yeah, sorry.
So removing the rate study or keeping where it's at?
Move it over.
Move it over,
Yeah,
Move it over?
yeah, we're not going to be ready at this point.
Okay.
And that's it for
Any
the,
other one of the potential capital projects there?
The rest of those are not solid waste.
Okay. Cool.
all right. So that concludes that for the review of the rate, 10-year capital plan, 25-26. Review of the solid waste program events. And
We don't have anything scheduled right now. We'll be working on a schedule to get the tire days and community cleanup days scheduled.
community cleanup days, okay, perfect. You'll have that by our next committee
Yes.
meeting? Okay.
And I think too, I think it'll kind of mirror what it was last year too, right?
Yeah.
Because it worked out really good the month and probably around the same day that we did, because it was every quarter and it landed pretty well. So I think we'll kind of try to mirror it the same way.
So the
Okay.
first one would be March at some point if we follow the same guidelines.
Okay.
All right. And the next item, number,
Also with that, the oil things with AutoZone? Are we part of any of arranging that, or is that arranged by an outside source?
That's county that actually handles
They-
that,
they
and then
said,
we
okay.
promote it, yeah.
Just wanted to check.
Yeah.
And that's through the Oily Cat thing
Yeah.
that they have?
Okay.
Okay.
And they did send a potential date, I believe it was in September or October, just to give us a heads up on it, so.
Thank you. I didn't know I didn't know how we were tied to it. Thank you.
All right. And the next item, number 7, is the update on the uniform collection. And that would be.
I guess I can kind of speak to that. It's going to be the same that it was last time. Yeah, any new customer that we have coming in is getting, the 3-barrel system. We're still consistently seeing the new accounts coming through all the time. So, yeah, I think a couple months ago we were seeing an average of 35 new customers a month. Now we're about 28. So it's continuing, and that's just in PPH CSD area. So uniform collection is going great. Up in the air still, we're still looking at multiple options about where material can go. So I don't want to dive too far into it because I don't have any answers for it yet. So I don't want anybody to get too excited, but we are looking at other avenues and options for where material can go to. Not just, because everybody knows currently Organics and Recycle is going all the way out to Burtech off of Abbey Lane in Victorville. So that's an hour drive there and an hour drive back. So we're looking at other options that are cheaper, right? In the end, that's what we're looking for. So.
And how's the contamination numbers looking?
It's about the same. We get our report from the MRF at the end of every month, and it hasn't moved too much. It's the residue that we're seeing in the recycle is about the same. Organics and green waste is very clean. It has been here, so there's no issues. And it would be an issue. Organics is a little bit more touchy than single stream recycle is because you can't run it through a green MRF at all if there's anything else in there other than green waste and organics waste, right? And we haven't had any issues with organics or green waste going to the MRF at all. So no issues there whatsoever. The single stream recycle, we're still seeing the contamination. It's more of an education issue than it is anything else. And honestly, sometimes the MRFs and the county is confused about what's recyclable anymore and slips through the cracks that they left plastic bags on there or anything. I mean, so it's an education thing and spreading the word because again, it may change too when we use a different MRF. If we use a different MRF or if we use a different facility, the things that are currently accepted may or may not or may expand or it may shrink what we're allowed to take. So we're seeing the same contamination right now.
When you mentioned the MRF, do you refer to the one that's out there in Victorville off the 15 freeway?
Yeah, the one off Abbey Lane.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the one we're going to.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Next, now will be number 8, update on solid waste rates.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be about the same. So the cool part is we're not doing too much more as far as what we were a year ago. We're picking up everything separately. The costs we're trying to remain the same. I don't think we can really dive into rates too much until we have a finalized idea of other options where material can go. I think that's going to take us some more time. We're working with the county about some transfer station ideas too. So to get an idea of what a rate will be, I think it's going to take a little bit longer. So right now we're staying about the same.
All right, thank you. Number 9, staff reports.
yeah, I just wanted to update the committee. Brandon and I have been talking about a little bit of a change from what we've done historically. And as we go into the future, CR&R, this is what they do. Staff has been involved in the implementation of the programs. Now this is up and running, operating pretty smoothly, and we're looking at maybe keeping it similar to what it is where CR&R is doing a lot of the work, and I know they're looking at some 10-year or 20-year plans, having would you call it a MRF out here in the...
Absolutely, yeah.
And which would be beneficial to our district and the county areas and in the vicinity. So we are looking at maybe scaling back our part of the operations for that. Still taking applications, but we don't want to get into the billing or anything like that. They do a fine job. They're looking at doing all of the reporting. So that will develop over time, and maybe within the next, maybe the first quarter or so, we'll have maybe a better idea of what that's going to look like and present it to the committee.
Okay. Is those associated duties that you want them to handle, will that require a new contract, or is there already language that in the existing contract that we can use?
No, I don't think that was ever really specified in the contract either way. I think it was, this is what needs to get done. The contractual obligations are more so pointed towards operations.
Okay.
As far as reporting or anything like that, that's all, I don't even think that's in the contractual obligation portion of it. And CR&R, I mean, like Don mentioned, it's what we do anyways. We have a team for it. We've been working with Amy and Jennifer as well too, and kind of trying to get all of us on the same page about some grant stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, that's how it's going to
Well,
work.
I look forward to seeing it when it does come back
Yeah,
before the full
absolutely.
board.
I just think it'll be a smoother operation. The hard part is done. You know, we went through the whole transition, and now I think it's time to make a change.
Yeah, a lot of other agencies take that same route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But no amendment to the contracts
Okay.
needed or anything like that.
All right, number 10, review of action items, prior meeting action items?
There were
Is there
none?
any? No? Okay. And is there any current meeting action items that need to be brought up?
The roles and responsibilities and also the items mentioned on the capital plan.
Perfect. All right. Number 11, set the agenda for the next meeting. Tentative dates would be monthly, February 20th, 2025, third Tuesday or Thursday of each month. And if we go quarterly, it would be March 18th, 2025, third Tuesday in March, June, September, and December. So
So
it
those-
sounds like,
Oh, sorry.
well,
I was just say those are some suggestions, just depending on if you guys want to stay monthly or quarterly with everything going forward. Those were dates that would work well with the rest of the meetings that we have.
I'd say, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I think moving quarterly, moving forward, it's only 2 months out to the next one. And I think we won't have any hiccups. But at that point, we'd feel completely fine going to June.
Yeah, I think that would be good. And if something comes up, we can always call a special meeting.
that was gonna be, yeah, I'm good with that too. And if something pops up, we do a special meeting. All right, it's number 11. And number 12 would be the meeting adjournment. This meeting is adjourned at 5:13 PM.
Awesome.
Beep, beep, zip, bang.